Hello, friends. Melly Ponpadith here, CEO of the SOAR Community Network and co-founder of the SOAR Community Nebula. Our goal is to bring to you 1,000 champions of change and community builders from all walks of life and from around the world. And today, I am delighted to bring to you Khadija Jordan. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Molly.
So please let us know what you're currently working on in the world, who you are, who you be, and how you are supporting your community.
Well, I am an executive mindset coach, and what that means is I work with female entrepreneurs particularly to merge the mindset development that leads us to success as well as business development. It's a passion of mine. Developing skills to better our minds and attract positivity has changed my life. And I realized that that's what I love doing in my consulting practice. So I just kind of merged those two. And it's made a big difference to help people to have not only great businesses, but also quality of life and mental health.
Great. What led you to choose this particular path in terms of your consultation and your business? Because we all have so many choices, and I'm certain that your skill sets, your gifts, and your talents can allow you to do so much. But what was it truly that said to you, this is mine to do?
Sure. Well, first, I've always enjoyed working with women entrepreneurs. I am one, and we have specific needs. And I wanted to make sure that I was addressing certain issues that we have with emotional development or mental development within business. Because our business development side there's processes of how to go about that. But when we're bringing in traumas and confidence issues and all these other things that so affect women entrepreneurs into making successful moves, that can kind of thwart everything else that we do. And so I've always been in marketing and business development, but I became really passionate about mindset development when I started really setting and taking it onto my own life and seeing great success. And I started incorporating that into my marketing consulting. And I said, this is it. This is what we all need to be doing, not only working on our businesses, but working on our minds and our spirits. And so I just merged those two together, and it was a great success.
Really beautiful. Well, let's talk now about the folks in your life that have inspired you and supported you. I mean, the theme here is community builders and champions of change. So let's talk about the champions that have changed your life. Do you have somebody or a few anecdotes that you can share to kind of highlight the people that have really made a difference for you?
Sure. Well, I definitely want to start with my mother. She has a hunger relief organization called Feed, a nonprofit organization, and it's been a passion of hers and my late father's to feed just, anyone who's hungry. And so it's grown to this organization where they deliver food boxes to needy families, to different churches to support their soup kitchens. And they just have this wonderful community building organization. And I'm so proud of her because she is what I would call a change maker. She gets out there in the streets every day. She's not high level in an office. She's on the ground, grassroots. And that makes such a difference. So she's definitely one. My fiance is another one. I mean, he is probably the biggest epitome of learning how to build relationships. He absolutely has a beautiful aura and is a beautiful person. And someone could come up to him at his job and say, I'm having such a terrible day. And at the end, they love him. And he really knows how to kind of connect with their spirit and with their aura. And I think that's such an important thing in change making and supporting your community, is being able to connect with people and feel their issues and feel what they need and selflessly be able to help them through whatever their hardships are. And he does that every day, and it's so inspiring. So they're two really great change makers in my life.
Fantastic. No, I love the personal stories. And I think that oftentimes we look for answers so far removed or outside of ourselves, somewhere far, far away, when we have everything we need right around us and inside of us.
Oh, yeah.
Love that you featured your mom and your fiance. Congratulations too, by the way.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about the types of people that you have witnessed who have created true ripple effects.
Mhm.
These real champions out there, whether it's grassroots inside organizations or they have their own business. What are some of the characteristics and attributes that you truly admire or have seen consistent with these personalities or with these characters?
Well, definitely relatability. I think that people, when people are able to relate to other people's situations or at least be empathetic, you always are able to deliver better work. Whether that is, charity work, whether it's corporate work, you have to be aware where they're coming from, feel what's going on.
That's great. So, if you're thinking about yourself as a true change maker, champion of change, and you look at all the assets you have, the treasures, the talent, and the experiences, are there causes, movements, initiatives beyond the one that you mentioned with your mom that you are truly actively advancing right now?
Yes, well, I'm a huge advocate for mental health. So it is probably what drives everything that I do, business wise, personally. I'm very much an advocate for starting your day with positive mindfulness routines. And, so from every aspect, I am very supportive of, the military transition back into society, prisoner transition back into society. All of those things have to do with your mental health. And that's one of the reasons why I incorporated mindset development into my own consulting, because it makes the biggest difference. You're the only one living in your body. If you cannot live with yourself or live with your thoughts or live with problems that you've been through, it literally will kill your spirit and you can't do anything else. So my main goal is to participate in anything that supports mental health, that supports women and mental health, and especially workers and mental health, because we have a very stressful society and we have to find ways to be able to calm our own selves down and control our emotions and release things outside of substances or people or things, our obsessions or things like that. So mental health is a big one for me.
Okay, great. Well, you mentioned, which I'd like to have you share some tips on this. You mentioned some routines. What are some of the tools that you use when you get up in the morning that might be of great guidance to our listeners?
Absolutely. Well, I meditate every morning. I think it's really important. It's very easy to do. There's not a one size fits all. It's just, you just do it. You sit with yourself. I meditate every morning. Affirmations are very important. There are the way that you create new neural pathways to changed habits. So you have to be able to figure out a few things that you want. And I say a few because your brain can only learn a few things at a time. You don't want to throw a whole bunch of stuff at it. So I have one affirmation for my personal life, one for my business life, and one for, my family. And, so I do them every morning. I also do this thing that I learned from Guru Dandapani, where you just when you're drinking your water in the morning, because you're supposed to be drinking water in the morning, everybody's supposed to start there. You just kind of make an intention and you kind of set it to the water. Like, I'm drinking this water and this water is going to fill me with positivity today, or I'm feeling sad, or I want abundance. And then you close your eyes and you visualize that as you're taking in the water, and then it kind of fills your body up with all of this positivity and purpose. Some people do it through the shower. Like, if they're feeling something negative, you get in the shower and you just imagine it washing away. So I definitely do that every morning, and just kind of set the intention for the day. It makes a big difference.
It does, and I love the science behind it too. So it's not just this, crazy out there
Oh
woo
no.
idea, but when you study the science behind it and how the crystals form, and I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
there's a big article on that. So I'll have to share that in your link to this. But in
Yeah.
the event, the next question that I have is, when things have been really tough and challenging in your life, and you really have to come back to center or regroup, is there a philosophy, motto, quote,
Mm-hmm.
even scripture that you go to that really helps you to come back and just, okay, reboot?
Yes, so I believe in the difference between your brain and your awareness. So, your brain is the function. You can't really change, so much about the physical structure, but your awareness, you can move that anywhere. And so when I'm going through hardships or something, especially that I can't change, I practice moving my awareness to something that is more positive. And it's a very simple thing. It's just we tend to get into this thought process that I need to do something right now to change it, even if we can't do anything right then. And so that keeps us in a state of negativity, and that makes us sick, that makes us worried. And so there's things that I could ask you right now that would make you laugh about a memory, and there's also things that I could ask you to think about that would make you instantly get sad or maybe even cry. It's because your awareness can move between different things, and you have to control that when you get into a situation where you just can't do anything about it. And I talk about this in my book as well. Green light manifestations is you have to be able to move your awareness when you are not able to do something about it. So I don't sit and, kind of waddle in pity or sadness at all. I embrace it. I kind of let it flow through me, because you are human. And so you have to be able to actually feel all of the emotions, but you have a choice of letting it consume you. So I don't let things consume me. I just kind of move with the positive energy.
That's great. And I think that's really where the tools come in. We get up every morning, we practice these things. It's not like it's natural and you can't just snap your fingers and automatically things move through you. You have
it's a practice.
Right. It's definitely practice. You've got to physically be in it with your awareness, but you have to use your body to help move things around. So I love that. It's very important that you mention that, because it's not like when we talk about these things, sometimes folks will look at, well, me especially, and we're having a conversation like, yeah, but you make it sound so easy. And I'm like, no, it's not about making it easy. It's about getting the mindset shift where that becomes your default. The desire to move things through you becomes a default versus, oh my gosh, this is too hard.
Exactly.
So, all right, so here we go for the next question. If you can imagine a better world, what would that better world look like through your eyes?
Oh, that's a good one. So, we live in a society where everyone's very concerned about what's happening, and the negative things that are happening. We're very reactive people in general. And so when we hear things about something bad happening, we kind of internalize it a lot. But I am really an advocate for every individual person being able to shift their energy and their focus on something more positive and purposeful, and then being able to share that with other people instead of being so afraid of people, so afraid to share your aura and your energy, so afraid to, I found something different or found out something and I don't really want to share it. Healing and sharing society while you're healing yourself and being able to change your energy from being so reactive and like, this world is so messed up, to there's beauty in it still, and finding that little gem. I always say you have to string together the smiles, is what I call it. Every moment in our lives has a gem of happiness, and we're always searching for happiness. But we have, if you think about it, when you had coffee this morning, you probably really enjoyed it. Or you put on something that made you feel pretty. Those are gems of happiness. And if you kind of just be more aware of them, you literally can go through your entire day, month, life, the majority being very happy and producing positive energy, which affects everyone else around you. So string together the smiles. That's my suggestion.
Great suggestion. Great tip. How can our community best support you? And what's the best way for them to connect with you, learn more about you?
Well, I really appreciate you, first of all, for having me on. I love to participate in any conversations about mindfulness, building our community. I am a grassroots kind of girl. I love to meet people, get in the mix with making a cause and a change actually happen, the execution of it. So if I can be involved in anything that has to do with that, that is a support to me, because it supports my spirit and my mind. And anyone can contact me on my website, jordansbest.com. They can also email me at kjordan@jordansbest.com. I'm on Instagram, but not really on Facebook. And I have my new book out, so if they want to kind of find out a little bit more about mindset development from my perspective, it's a very short handbook to get people kind of started. It's what really helped me when I started. It's called Greenlight Manifestations, and the audio edition and ebook will be released very soon, but the hard copy is there.
That's great. And that's all listed on your website, correct?
On the website, yes. And my podcast.
All right. So we'll make sure that we have links to that as well. Thank you so much for your time today, Miss Khadija. I really
appreciate you, Molly. I really appreciate it, and good luck. I love what you guys are doing, and I look forward to supporting you more in the future.
Fantastic. For those that are watching, I hope you got some wonderful tips and suggestions from our friend today, and I hope that you are going to use these tools or find the tools that work best for you in your daily life, helping you shift your mindset and looking at the world from beauty and abundance and love and hope. So that is my hope for you. And please remember to nominate yourself or someone in your community who's making a big difference. Visit us at nebula.soarcommunitynetwork.com. Thank you, everyone.